Have you ever paused and thought, would I really trade 5 hours of my life for just 5 minutes of pleasure? That's a tough question, and that's exactly the kind of awareness we're going to build today. So far, over the last 2 weeks, we've looked at what we're spending on. We've filtered expenses into essential, discretionary, and luxurious, and then taken it further with the asset liability lens. We even discussed how some expenses can shift based on context, what I call the gray zone. But today, we take a sharper turn. Instead of looking at what we're spending on, let's look at how much of our life we're trading in return. You see, money is not just a number in your bank account. It's stored effort. Every rupee you spend is a portion of your time, your energy, and your mental bandwidth. And if you start thinking of your spending in terms of hours of life instead of just rupees, you'll start spending very, very differently. Let's introduce the EPH rule, earnings per hour. This is one of the most powerful tools inside the Expense Elimination Funnel. It helps you answer one simple but life-changing question. How many hours do I need to work to afford this? Now I know what you might be thinking. I already know how much I earn per hour. But hold on, most people get this completely wrong. They just divide their salary by working hours and assume that's it. That's like estimating the cost of a meal without including the tax and delivery charges. Let me walk you through the real method. It's based on what I've taught in the book, The 4 Pillars of Stress-Free Financial Life. And it's designed to give you the truth, not the illusion. Let's take the example of someone named Shreyansh. He's a self-employed professional and earns Rs $100,000 a month. But that's not his real income. He spends about Rs 15,000 every month just on work-related expenses. Commute, tools, meals, and small things that add up. So his net income is not Rs 100,000. It's Rs 85,000. Now divide this Rs 5,000 by the number of days he works. He works 25 days a month. That gives us a net daily income of Rs 3,400. But we're still not done. Shreyansh doesn't just work from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. and go home. He spends extra time commuting. He watches a few industry-related videos at night to stay upscaled. Some days he preps for meetings. So while his core work time is 5 hours a day, we must also add 1 extra hour per day to get a more accurate measure. His total work-related hours per day equals 6 hours. So finally, the EPH, earnings per hour, equals Rs 3,400. 6 equals Rs 567. This is the real number. Now every time Shreyansh spends money, he can think in terms of time. Let's say he's paying a personal loan EMI of Rs 4 to 945. He now knows that this EMI equals nearly 9 hours of his working time. Not just 9 hours of office attendance, but 9 hours of energy, discipline, and mental focus. Or let's take something simpler. Groceries worth Rs 2,700. That's 4.7 hours. That's fine. It's essential. But what about the impulsive online gadget purchase worth Rs 10,000? That just cost him 17.6 hours of his life. Does he really want to trade 2 full working days for something he doesn't even use every week? This is where the power of EPA shows up. When you start measuring expenses in hours, your brain automatically slows down. It forces you to think, is this worth it? Not just financially, but emotionally and mentally. Most people never calculate their true EPH. They assume that since they earn Rs 1 lakh, they're rich. But they forget about what's getting deducted. EMIs, SIPs, fixed commitments, and all those small daily expenses that quietly eat away at their time and money. Worse, they don't count the extra hours they invest in work beyond just the office. And that's how so many salaried people, self-employed professionals, even business owners, fall into the trap of overestimating their financial power. They swipe, they splurge, and then they stress. But when you apply this lens, when you start measuring every major expense in hours of your life, you start prioritizing better. You begin to say, no, this doesn't deserve 7 hours of my time. You begin to say, this expense doesn't align with what I value. That's what I want for you. Not guilt, not deprivation, just clarity. Because once you begin thinking in terms of EPH, your entire relationship with money changes. You stop comparing yourself with people on Instagram and start aligning your spending with your own life and values. And here's the good news. You don't need to master this overnight. Start with just 3 steps. Calculate your real EPH as I just showed you. Pick your last 3 non-essential purchases and calculate how many hours they cost you. Ask yourself, was it worth it? This is not about being stingy. This is about being strategic. It's not about never enjoying life. It's about enjoying it on your own terms, not by trading chunks of your life mindlessly. So here's your takeaway. Money is not the only thing you're spending. You're spending your life. Make sure it's worth it. In the next video, we'll look at whether your expenses are tied to your past, serving your present, or building your future. Because if you're going to spend your precious hours, it better be for something that moves your life forward. Let's make every rupee and every hour count.